Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Death of Me. And this is a new horror film that's out on VOD right now, and this is from director Darren Lynn Bousman and starring Maggie Q and Luke Hemsworth. And this film is about a couple who are in a South Asian resort kind of place. It's not exactly like a really nice hotel or anything specifically like that, but they're traveling because Luke Hemsworth, the husband in the situation, he is someone who is a photographer and trying to take pictures of some local tribe kinds of events, and all of a sudden, on their last day, they wake up and they're like wasted, and Maggie Q starts coughing up like grass and dirt, and they find this video of Luke Hemsworth strangling her to death. And all of a sudden you have this intriguing setup. They're trying to get off on the ferry, but for some reason everybody tries to stop them from leaving. And you have this intriguing setup, this idea, this concept, what's going on? And at least this film has that hook to start, but then from there on out, at every turn, it turns into some kind of pretty obnoxious cliche. And the film has little hints of, say, The Wicker Man, as in like the original Wicker Man. I'm not talking about the Nick Cage film. Nobody is dressed up as a bear and punching out women. But this film really leans into this society being pagan and having all of these like weird rituals, and it uses that cliche of trying to turn like local people into a bunch of like uncivilized savages, and you have our two American characters being like, this is weird, and why are you doing these things, and how could you do these things? And it kind of villainizes that and exotifies that local customs kind of idea. And then really, the film, it does have a really grim and creepy atmosphere from how it's shot and how it's presented. But throughout the film, every turn, it turns into obnoxious cliches of course this is happening, and there's this, and honestly, through the end, it's like, this film's never really scary, and it's supposed to be. These moments never really hit with impact of suspense, or even that much intrigue, and by the end, you're kind of figuring out what's going on, and it feels really unsatisfying. And throughout all these cliches, these different ideas, none of it really clicks by the end. And you have Maggie Q, who's doing her best with what she has in the film. It's not exactly the most intriguing performance, and I feel bad she's kind of fallen into really underwhelming horror films in 2020 after she was in Fantasy Island. And Luke Hemsworth, who had a good run on Westworld, kind of just, it's kind of there. It's like none of the performances really stand out. None of the characters seem super interesting, and it deals with so many cliches. It kind of flounders and wastes the cool idea. Now, if you're a huge horror fan, you might at least get some of the enjoyment out of the setup and the tropes, but like, it's never really that scary, so I don't know if you're really gonna get that out of it. And that's a tough sell for a horror film, is a horror film that's not really scary. And this is coming from somebody who gets scared very easily. So I can attest, this movie really isn't scary. And in the end, I feel like Death of Me is kind of a wasted potential, as so many cool horror films are, because they have an idea but don't really know where to go with that idea. But those are my thoughts on Death of Me. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.